At age 24, Lawliet possessed some of the highest intelligence we've seen in the DeathNote series. His ability as a master strategist and amazing detective skills allowed him to deduce answers with even the most seemingly irrelevant pieces of information. It begs the question on how one reaches his level of intelligence. By mastering the art of study and learning, you'll elevate your mental prowess, making any endeavor a significantly easier journey. In this video, I will discuss the secret method that can 2x the speed it takes to learn any complex subject while also leveraging every aspect of your being to become proficient like Lawliet. Stick through to the end to awaken your full potential and cut the time it takes to master a skill by half. Before going into the method of effective learning, it is important to understand the process of it. The thing is, you could 10x the learning process if you learned how to learn. Your brain is made up of cells called neurons. Each neuron is bonded to one another through tiny arms known as synapses, allowing information to travel throughout the brain. Your brain is just like any other muscle in your body, meaning you can train it to become more effective at its job. The goal is to strengthen these synapses in order to increase proficiency. To do so, you must perform repetitive practice of whatever you are trying to learn and go to the brink of failure to the point of insanity. Listen,
Failure is a feeling that nobody enjoys.
that is why we avoid risks and indulge in easy, mindless activities.
However,
This disdain for failure is what will keep you from achieving your goals. Understand that fear and learning are directly linked. Let fear serve as an indicator that you have successfully begun the learning process. Embracing failure is what will separate you from your competitors. Through constant failure, neurochemicals are transmitted to the brain, letting it know that something is wrong, leading it to improving cognitive performance. Understand that your mind shapes your reality. Within your mind consists of the conscious and unconscious parts of the brain. Your conscious mind wields only a small fraction of the unconscious mind's abilities. The problem is that it is something you have little control over. However, there is a loophole that will allow you to leverage its capabilities. You can achieve this through self-manipulation. Understand that the subconscious is very primitive in behavior. Superficial motivators such as status or money will not allow you to leverage its power. You can only benefit from it by associating the skill you are trying to learn to an emotion of yours such as happiness or anger. For example, you practice self-defense techniques out of fear for your own survival. Your unconscious mind will direct its attention into improving at that task due to fear being a powerful emotion it understands. This technique of self-manipulation reinforces the subconscious to constantly be improving at the task you are trying to learn. You must over-exaggerate things and blow it out of proportion, even if it is not necessarily true. Time to talk about the effective learning method that will accelerate the process tenfold. Ultralearning is an intense and effective learning strategy discovered by Scott Young. It is what he used to learn a 4-year MIT computer science course alone in one measly year, completing it 75% faster than his competitors. That's almost 2x the speed of the average guy. There are many principles he covers for efficient learning, but I will go over some of the ones I believe is the most important. Meta-learning. This is the planning phase. I cannot emphasize the importance of planning the steps you will take to get there. You are as aimless as a leaf in the wind without one. Establish a framework by deciding whether you will invest in an online course, books, or use free sources. This is the first step you should take before embarking on learning any skill. Directness. Water is inefficient at piercing through solid material. However, once it is concentrated, it pierces through it like butter. This is the power of being direct with yourself. Focus on 20% of the skills that'll give you 80% of the results. This is also known as the 80-20 rule. For example, say you wish to learn how to speak in a new language. Instead of relying on Duolingo to achieve that goal for you, go out and actually have conversations with people using that language you're trying to learn. In short, don't focus on the broad scope of a concept, but instead hyperfixate at one specific thing. This will 10x the learning process and remove the filler. Drill, execute. This is the testing portion and possibly the most daunting. Most people upon performing this step are most likely to quit here. I need you to understand that your self-doubts is the main reason that you have yet to reach your maximum potential. Your brain is highly malleable like Play-Doh with the ability to store more information than even the device you are watching this on. This means that you are capable of overcoming any task. There is nothing your brain cannot handle. Tests are the easiest, most effective way to identify gaps of information you didn't realize you even had. Just as Richard Feynman stated, the first principle is that you must not fool yourself, and you are the most easiest person to fool. Tests are also effective due to a process called recall, which is when you are attempting to remember the information you learned to figure out an answer. Upon identifying what you lack, you must study and practice that topic intensely. Feedback loop. Seeking an immediate feedback loop to help polish imperfections is something most people fail in. We live in an age of arrogance where people believe they know it all. This is a slow, inefficient method of learning. Through an immediate feedback loop, you will expedite the learning process. This feedback phase should only be done if you gave it your all in attempting to understand the topic, but still struggle to understand the concept. I recommended joining a community of like-minded individuals for this. Understand, however, that it is important to know how to filter bad feedback from good. All you need to know is that it is up to you to decide what advice you take or not. Ask yourself whether the person giving it to you is qualified enough and proficient at what they do. This will help you filter good feedback and discard the bad. Even with these 4 keys to skill mastery, they mean nothing if you don't take action. Understand that learning a skill takes time. Enjoy the process, embrace the struggles, and witness the power of what the brain is truly capable of. Thank you so much for sticking to the end. If you want more content like this, consider supporting me by subscribing to the channel. More coming soon.